What is a holler?
A holler?
Hollow.
Yes. Oh, it's a hollow?
Yeah, that's how it's spelled. It's spelled hollow, and we pronounce it holler.
But a holler is, it's usually a piece of land that's been carved out by a river or moving water that's resulted in a cleared out like little winding road that goes up where you could build houses and where people could settle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I watch Justified, they say, "Oh, down in the holler." I'm like,
"Yep."
I'm listening. Like,
yeah,
just a holler.
What actually is a holler?
Let me ask you,
that's what it is.
You ever been out in a rural area and you made a wrong turn down a winding road and you got real scared?
Yes.
You've been in a holler.
Okay.
Been in a holler.
Oh, because it made you want to holler.
We did There's a video that I did for funsies one morning. It was in our Facebook group and it was on our Twitter where somebody was like, I wish I could have Steve's voice as our GPS. So I'd just taken my Adderall. So I sat down and made a video of different locations with different characters from the show narrating GPS. And it's stuff like, like family. You're leaving the house awful late tonight. Are you sure that's a good idea? You might want to turn around. It's just stuff like that. It goes from there. But
you missed the turn for Ingalls.
That's the Western North Carolina show right there. At y'all's way, it'd be like, y'all missed the turn to the Harry Teats.
Harry Teat, for those who don't know, is Harris Teeter. That's the grocery store.
That's the grocery
store. No. We know.
Weirdly, Asheville keeps the Harry Teats down. There's one.
There's
like an Ingalls every 600 yards, and one Publix or maybe two Publixes. But there is one Harris Teeter, which is a superior grocery store.
It is a superior grocery store. Like when I lived in Athens, that was my grocery store. Love me some Harris Teeter.
Harris Teeter and Publix is my favorite. I can't stand Food Line.
No, Food Line. My mama was a manager for Food Line in the 80s, and Food Line has gone down
all the way down.
Like there's gonna be Food Line and Go Grocery duking it out before too long. Or what's the other one? Aldi. I mean, Aldi can be all right.
I like Aldi.
Aldi's all right.
Aldi's
just low rent Trader Joe's. It's fine.
Yes. Yes.
Have y'all have a Lidl?
Yes, we got a Lidl.
Yes.
That's like Aldi. That's like Costco Aldi.
Yeah,
Club for Aldi, kind of like We don't have Hickory has one, which is weird, but we don't have one. I bet I've been in them.
You'll go broke in Trader Joe's, man.
I love Trader Joe's too. I love all them stuff.
I stay out of Trader Joe's. I stay out of it. I stay.
$25 on cookie butter. Have you ever read the nutritional information on cookie butter? It is 400 calories for a spoonful.
Oh wow!
It's like you just don't ever want to do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You don't know. You don't want to know.
Well, I never count calories anyway, so it don't matter.
I'll count them.
That's a full-on jar of fat ass, and that's not even.
I count calories.
I'm not fat phobic or fat shaming. I am a chunky boy. All right, Sean, just throwing that out there. But Trader Joe's will rob you blind, and you'll be thankful for it. You will thank them at the end and buy some flowers.
True that.
So I wanted to ask you too. Some of these cities that you named, they are real cities. I take it right. Like Baker's Gap is a real city.
No.
That's a funny story.
Okay.
Baker's Gap is a real place, and he didn't know it when he started writing about it.
I'm
like, no, dude. Baker's Gap is real.
But it's not a town though. It's just like a stretch of a place that's named after it. It's not a town. It's a strong.
It's a real place.
It is real.
Okay, it's a place.
But some stuff.
It's a gap, like a branch. All right. It's
But some places like Barlow, for example, in season 1, Barlow is not a real place. It is the disaster. And the racist ass stuff that happens in that disaster is true.
Okay.
That happened in a town called Clay, Kentucky.
Okay.
And if you haven't listened to season 1, the real story is there was a strike in 1917. The year is still true. There was a strike, and they brought in, they hired scab workers to come in, and they hired mostly black men from Cincinnati. Did not tell them they were scabs, just told them they had jobs. So they showed up to a town that did not want them, already hated them, murdered several of them. And they gave them limited training. A lot of the men who were still working refused to teach them how to do things. And thus, eventually, there was a methane explosion that killed all of them, and the 61 they brought in, plus a handful of white people. And when the white people got pulled out of the mines and they could identify them, they called the family, they called the preacher, there was a casket. The black bodies, they would just chuck 5 and 6 into a crate and bury them outside of town. That is an absolute true story, and it's a shame of the state of Kentucky. In our world, when you dig that far down, you make that kind of noise, and then you offer up burnt bones and desecrated flesh. Well, the things under the ground,
there are consequences.
They're going to see that as an offering and an invitation, and they're going to come. And as a result, the whole town